I did not expect Blake Griffin to be a impact player in the playoffs. I told y'all on this platform that he was cooked. And that take is cooked and burnt, and we got to throw it out because Blake Griffin is a contributing factor to a team. Blake Griffin has accepted his role as a role player on a great team as opposed to being the best player on a Detroit team that nobody watched or cared about. It's just interesting. And today I said in the group text, I was like, yo, Blake is cooked. He got KD jumping. And then what does he do? He catches that nasty putback and then he posterizes Giannis. And that is the perfect definition of it takes the right environment and the right person to get success. And so often we want to say, oh, you bloom where you're planted. But I know there are some good flowers, some good plants that were put in terrible soil, under terrible conditions, or in great soil with terrible weather. And you yielded no crop, right? Because the conditions weren't right. When Blake was in LA, the conditions were right. The conditions were right for him to be a superstar, to be an all NBA player, a top 5, a top 10, a top 15 player in this league that he plays in. And then it slows down a little bit. Things aren't working. They decide to remake the team and he goes to Detroit and he doesn't dunk. He's not that good. He's not that motivated. And we say that he's cooked. And so often we want to put people in the oven and call them cooked. No, let's try this again. So often we want to take people out of the oven and say that they're cooked when it's like, nah, man, we just had a bad recipe. He wasn't cooked. He wasn't cooked at all. I'm not saying it's raw, but it's like when if you cooking some chicken, you baking some chicken and you take it out a little too early and you got too much blood in there and you check it or you punch that temperature in there, you put that thermometer in there to check the temperature, you go, ooh, no, it's not ready to go. It needs some more time. So let's put it back in the oven. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it up a little bit, or we're gonna cover it some. We're gonna change it just a little bit. We're gonna flip it over, right? To make sure it gets cooked all the way through. And what happens is Blake just had to be turned over to a new team where he could thrive and be the best Blake that he could be. He is not Clippers Blake, but he's not asked to be Clippers Blake anymore. But the Blake that we're getting is pretty good.